Hello, Virgo. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Light Seers Tarot by Chris Ann. Yep, Chris Ann. And the supportive oracle cards will be the Spirit Animal Oracle by Colette Baron Reed. Okay. Let's see what we got for you. Well, what do you got going on here? Let's see. All right, so coming into this situation, this makes sense for Virgo, for you guys. You get the World card immediately followed by the Ace of Pentacles. So something new, is it coming in or something leaving? And leaving. It seems like something's open, like there's an open spot. When I'm getting the wheel, there's an open spot in your life. I'm not really sure if it's like there's an open spot. I'm not sure how it got there, honestly. Like I don't know if you just lost something abruptly or if it's been open for a while. For a lot of you, I think it's been open for a while. For a lot of you. And it's just kind of like this spot is kind of like, all right, I have this open spot in my life. I need to fill it with something. And you're starting a new situation. For some of you, this might be like a project, almost like a home project that's going to actually become a lot more. Something you just want to start, something you just want to get done, and it's just going to be the beginning of something that's going to get a lot more deep. Because when I'm getting the Ace of Pentacles right after, it's like you have this open spot left from the world, kind of like something transitioned out is kind of what I'm feeling. And there's an open area in your life. And you got the Ace of Pentacles, like this the seed. It's like the seed of the elm gets planted. And now, the longer it grows, the stronger it's going to get. This makes sense for Virgo. To me, this makes perfect sense for you guys. But I'm getting also, it seems like you don't realize how far this is going to go. Because I'm getting their support around you with the Queen of Pentacles. Another very complimenting area. Nope, can't talk. Okay. Another complimenting energy for Virgo. Earth, you guys are Earth, this is Earth, a lot of Earth energy here. Whatever you're doing, it seems to be getting a lot of support because you're very loyal to whatever you're starting. But when you're starting it, it's just kind of like, well, I'm just going to try it out and see what I think. It's almost like you want to paint a room, but you're kind of like, yeah, but I want to paint it different than I have. I don't want to just paint it all white and be like, oh, there you go. I want to do something different. It's almost like when some people do like 3 different colors in a room. They like do one wall, like a darker color. Then the next 2 side walls are a little bit lighter. And then the furthest wall is a little lighter than that. Like, it's just something different. It kind of makes sense, but maybe it's not as noticeable because the shades are a little bit closer than you expect. But it's kind of like, I just want to try something different. I don't want to do the same thing, but I don't want to be completely outside the box either. I want to try something a little different. So I think this is how this is starting. You're starting something a little different. And like, to me, that painting analogy, it seems very not big deal. It's paint, We'll do 3 different colors. I've seen other people do it. I'm feeling like you've seen other people do this, or you've maybe seen it online or on TV shows where people have done this 3 different color gradient. And you're like, why not try it? Like, what's the big deal? If I hate it that much, I paint it again. And it can be white after that if I really want it to be. So, but you're loyal to this thought. You're like, no, I think it's going to work. I just got to find the right colors that I want to do with this. Okay. Leap of faith. The dog spirit is telling me very loyal to the thought. It's also it's not that huge of a deal. It's just it's different, but it's not scary different. But it's interesting, you got the leap of faith there. Like, well, I have to, because it's the work involved. Kind of like, if I'm going to put that work into it, painting a whole room takes a little bit of time, unless you like painting. So, you've got the hawk spirit next. This is where it gets a little bit more fun. So I know we're using the painting the room analogy here, but hey, it works for some reason. It's almost like, okay, you know what? I'm going to do that 3-level gradient. I know what colors I'm going to do. And now that I've done this room and I've painted these 3 levels of color, I do like it, but I want some molding. I want some molding, and I want to change like the outlet covers, and I want to change some things about the door maybe. So like it's kind of like, all right, a couple more little changes, moldings up there in the corners, fixing the molding around the window a little bit, maybe, you know, doing something a little different like that. Changing the outlet covers, the switch covers. It's kind of like this is starting to become more of a thing, and it might even go as far as like, you know what? There's a couple windows in here. I'd actually like to change the curtains to more match what I'm seeing here. This is becoming a thing. This is becoming a thing. You're starting to really love this. You're starting to get really excited. When I get hummingbird, I get love. It says be here now, but I think you're there in the moment, but you're enjoying it. When I get like a love feel with the hummingbirds, because I thought they were a sign of love. I could look it up again, but that's how I always interpreted them. This is something you're going to get really excited and really love it. It's kind of like, all right, now I've done this much. I've done the outlet covers, all this stuff, the curtains. You know what? Now I'm going to change what's in this room. It might be one of those things where whatever you got in there, maybe you'll sell it. Maybe you'll move it to a different room. But I feel like it's just an analogy, obviously. But you're going to change things in there. You're going to I'm going to remake this whole room. I really want to. I'm really actually quite excited about this. This becomes like, it was a little project to begin with, and it just keeps like going, and you're just like, I don't have to go on with the next step, but now I'm excited and I want to. So it's not like it's like, oh, I got to get that done. It's just kind of like, you know, I'm getting more and more excited. This is looking better and better all the time. You do really good with this. So like we're using this room as an analogy, right? You change everything in there. It all gets to where you want it to be. You're loving it. You're loving it. It's coming together. You might even be getting some help with this, but it's kind of like a plain room or just a normal everyday room has now become really beautiful. It's like maybe your favorite room in the house. Like this worked out great. I love how this came through. You got your creativity out there the way you wanted to. Everything's ordered and structured the way you want it. Perfect. Great. Now the thing is, the devil shows up. Why is the devil even showing up? Let's see. You do really well. You've now gotten somebody's interest, and now somebody else wants you to do what you did there, what you did in that room. It's either someone you live with, and they want you to do the same for them, or it's somebody you work with, and they want you to do the same for them. Somebody's noticing how well you did and wants that for them. Like, okay, I saw how you did that. Do that for me. And they're kind of insistent on it. I think that's why it's the devil, honestly, because they're dogging at you. They're pushing at you. Like, come on, Virgo, do this for me. Virgo, do this for me. Virgo, you do that so well. Virgo, you do so good. You really knock it out of the park with that. Come on, do that for me, Virgo. Do that for me, Virgo. And they're dogging at you. They won't leave you alone. It's not negative in the sense of like the way they're talking to you. I just feel like when you get the 5 of Pentacles on your side, you're like, yeah, but when I did it for me, like I liked it. Like like when you did it for you, it was all about your creativity and what things you liked to do, what colors you wanted to see, what moldings you wanted there, what curtains you wanted to have, what you wanted in that room. Like everything was under your control completely, and there wasn't really any stress with it. It was just what you wanted, what made you feel good. And you're kind of like, this is another part of the devil. For you to help this person or do this for this person, it's all about them. It's all about what they want. It's all about what they bring together. And you're kind of like, well, I could do it for myself, but I enjoyed it. I don't think I enjoy this. Like, it's kind of like looking at something like, I'm looking at this room, like 3 tones of brown, some like beautiful curtains on the side that match that or kind of accent that, and then a very themed room with very, accented colors here and there that just brings that all together, makes it a very warm, comfortable feel. You know what I mean? Very homey, very, together. And I'm getting like the person you're dealing with, their style is more like tropical, bright, flashy, neon, blah, blah, blah color going on here. So it's like your color is like very homey, very comforting, very very hot chocolate for some reason. I don't know, I'm having that minute for some reason. Very hot chocolate with maybe some toasted marshmallow, graham cracker feel to it. I don't know how to say this. Like the room just feels like you just want to cuddle up and watch a movie. You're just very, you know, like that. I don't know how to explain that. You know what I mean? And this energy is very, very in your face, very popping off all over the place. It's very drastically different from your energy too. Somehow they win you over though. I'm getting this with the Sandpiper spirit, which is it's a playful spirit according to the card. It's also awkward to me. When I look at this bird, I always think it's awkward. It just looks so strange, but it's playful. It's fun. I'm getting this actually may work out in your favor. I feel like this is one of those situations where they want what they want. You help it bring together. You put the work in to bring it together, and it's kind of fun. But it's also like, well, that's not my room, so I don't have to live in that room. So if you don't like it, you're like, well, I don't have to live there, and it's like whoever you're doing this for seems to be giving you something in return. So it's almost like you're able to let go a little bit and kind of like, well, these aren't my favorite colors. These aren't colors I'd want to see every day. I wouldn't want them in my room. But this is that other person's room. So taking this chance and see how this works out. If this doesn't look right, that's their problem. They wanted these colors. I get to see how it works out. I get to have some fun creating this. And I don't have to worry about the outcome as much because I'm not going to live in that room. I'm not going to sleep in that room. I'm not going to hang out in that room. So you are actually... You do end up enjoying it more than you expect is what I'm getting. Kind of like you get to play with things a little bit, try to match things in a little bit. You're like, well, these are loud colors, not really my speed, but I get to see how they work together, and it's actually fun to work with them because it's not permanent. It's just for while I'm working for this person. You've got the Scarab Beetle. Magic works through you. You got the Two of Swords and the Hierophant. Now, the Two of Swords, I'm getting, again, this is not something you'd want for you. And you're not really sure, you're like, does this person really like this? Or, like, what's the deal? The Two of Swords tells me there's more opportunities coming. And I don't think you're going to see it, but there's more opportunities coming your way. Whatever you're doing, you are doing it well. And I feel like even though this was the Devil card and they were dogging it, and you're finally like, all right, fine. And I just feel like I didn't want to do it, but they wouldn't relent. That's kind of what I'm seeing with this. That, and also it can be the Capricorn energy, which Capricorn is compatible with Virgo. So I'm like, it could be that. Because it's not that horrible. It's just kind of like it won't leave you alone until you do what they want. And that Two of Swords is coming in differently than I'm used to. Usually it's a block. I don't feel that. I feel like you don't realize what's coming next. Like there's a whole new situation coming forward. You've started a process. The Hierophant, which is another earth sign, it's Taurus. That's another compatible energy. More energy is going to pull you forward that I don't think you realize it's going to keep going. The wheel is turning in your favor. I think more of this is going to come your way. This might end up being very lucrative for you. Keep that in mind as you keep going forward. The magic beetle here, the Scarab Beetle, is a magic beetle according to this. There's another card right behind it. The Cow Spirit, miracles are endless. You might find out you're sticking with this type of thing for a while. This might keep going for a while. Make this what you want it to be. Enjoy this. Because I feel like if you do this the right way, this might become a lucrative hobby. Like if somebody or people keep asking for your help, you might be able to charge them for your help or make something out of it to where you get something out of it too. Like this is going to take off. Like is this going to become a business thing? Maybe for some of you. This might become something else though where, people help you out. Like you help them out, they help you out. It might be instead of like a business thing, which for some of you it might go that way. But for those of you it doesn't go a business way, it might be more of a trade in like, a trade in talent. Like you do this well for them, so you go do that for them. You know something they do well, and they do something in return for you. It's almost like if in your house you started with this room, right? Somebody at a different house wanted you to do a room for them. So you do that for them, but you're like, well, you do that really well. I do that really well for you. I know that you cook or you you do these other things, or you do gardening really well, or whatever they do really well. You're like, since you do that really well, in trade, can you show me how to do this, or help me do this, or make this for me? Maybe they do really good woodworking, and they can make hutches or cabinets, and you're like, since I'm doing that for you, could you do this for me? That may be how you kind of work this out, and this has become more and more of a thing as you keep going on. You might actually increase your value, increase your own personal value, and get things out of the situation by doing trade. Like, I do this for you, you do this for me. It may not be like literal money, but like, I want that, so if I do this for you, can I get that from you? And I think it seems like a lot of you are going to go that way with this. Kind of like, I'll do that for you, you do this for me type thing. Because it seems like it works out really well for you. A lot of possibilities, a lot of benefits. Keep that in mind as you keep going forward. I think that's really important with this. Like, make sure you balance this. Don't just give, because I feel like that might be what is holding you back. Kind of like, this person just wants me to do that for them. That might help you get past this devil card too. Kind of like, all right, you want me to do that for you? Will you do this for me? Because if you do this for me, I'll do that for you. I think that's fair. And I think that'll balance this out. Because whatever you're doing, you do very well, and I feel like you're going to keep doing it. I think you're going to actually enjoy it more than you expect to, doing it for other people too. I think it's going to be more fun than you're expecting. So as long as you keep that balance of give and take, I feel like you'll be good. You'll be great. All right, I think we're there. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.